Good morning. It is day 40 of my Camino, and believe it or not, I don't know how we got here, but it is my last day on the Camino. Today I am walking from Vilamaior to Santiago de Compostela. It is around 9 kilometers, a little less than that. When I look back on the last 40 days, a lot of it is a blur. There are certain things that stand out, but overall it just went by so fast, it's kind of hard to believe. I'm glad that I will have these videos to look back on to be able to distinguish one day from another. And I hope that you've enjoyed following my journey as I have walked these last 40 days. So I'm just finishing up everything I need to do to get ready. I've been thinking, this is the last time I'm going to do this. This is the last time I'm going to do that. It's a very strange feeling after just a repetitive, the same routine over 40 days, and that tomorrow I won't need to do that anymore. So I'm about to leave, finish packing up, and I'll get on the road. Starting out at about 7:15 a.m. There's a pretty decent crowd. You can see behind me, and there's an equal amount in front of me. But I expected that for the walk into Santiago because that's where everyone's going today. About 4.5 kilometers left to go. This is probably getting towards the end of any kind of rural sort of walking. I can see the city through the trees, so pretty soon we'll be down at the entrance to the city, and then it's unfortunately pavement walking for a couple kilometers to the end. So I'm going to enjoy this last kind of peaceful part before I end up in the city. I've got about an hour of city walking left until I get into the center, but this church is way back in the day. If you had leprosy, this is as far as you could go. You couldn't go all the way into Santiago for obvious reasons. All right, let's go on for the last hour of walking. Got my first glimpse of the cathedral up there. You can kind of see it through the opening straight ahead in the middle of the screen. Not far now. Here we are. We made it. We finished. did it. Look at that. We made it. Took me a couple hours to get here. Just see everything around here. I'm glad I got here nice and early so it's not crowded. I'm gonna hang around and I'm gonna wait for Diane and Neil to finish and hopefully see them and celebrate with them. But I did it! I just still cannot believe that it is over, that I don't have to walk tomorrow, that I made it this far. I walked over 350 miles in 40 days, and my reward is being here. And I just could not be more thrilled and more excited and more proud of myself, because there were times I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, and I did. So thanks for joining me on this awesome journey. Just had lunch with Neil and Diane. I forgot to take a picture of it, but it was nothing special. So I'm now gonna go see if I can check in to my hotel, and the plan is to do some shopping this afternoon. Here is my hotel for tonight. Let's check in and I'll show you the room. Here's my room, just a single room. I'm at PR Campanas de San Juan, I believe is the name of it. View is just of a wall across the way. I'm in the process of going through all of my stuff and figuring out what is going to go home with me and what is going to get thrown away. So this is the bag that I had shipped every day with Correos, which was perfect. They did not fail one time. Every single day of the 40 days, my bag was at my location by the time I got there. So I was able to get my poles, my backpack, and most of my stuff in that bag. It's heavy and it's full, but it's good. I wanted to get the backpack in there because I only want to carry one bag on the bus tomorrow, other than my valuables in a small bag I'll take on the bus, but that'll go underneath the bus. And I didn't want to have two bags for that. My backpack I will actually take out of there before I leave to go home, because that'll come on the plane with me. But for now, I wanted it in there. And then over here is the garbage. But right by the garbage are my shoes. So I am not taking my shoes home. So I brought them up here. My shoes have been great. They are Brooks Divide. It's pretty good. The tread is still pretty good for having walked 350 miles on them. So I'm pretty happy with that. They got me to Santiago. I am not going to complain. But as you can see, the heels have completely worn off, and it's wearing here too. But one thing I want to point out is with this, where the liner came out of my heel, this is a really thick pad right here. And if you are thinking of doing a Camino and are looking for shoes, I would recommend something that has a really thick heel. Neil, who I was walking with, he had the lining of his shoes rip out too. And it was basically just plastic underneath. And he ended up with blisters at the end because it was rubbing funny. And he covered it with like KT tape or something, and ended up being fine for the last few days. But that's not ideal. Whereas mine ripped, but I didn't really notice it at all. So happy with these shoes, but they are dirty. They are worn. They are never going to be of any use to me going further. So I am throwing these out, but I still do recommend them. What I'll be wearing going forward are these Tiva sandals, which I originally thought I would walk in, but when I used them in the evenings and on my free days, there's no way I could have walked in these for a long period of time. But lots of people do wear sandals, and they wear these or other brands too. So these are meant to be worn for hiking. They've got a pretty decent tread. They're Tivas. but they just didn't work for me. But that's what I'll be wearing for the next few days, and I will probably wear them with socks on the plane coming home. Can't be fashionable all the time. And then finally, this is a bag I actually bought at a sporting goods store in The Hague in the Netherlands a few years ago. It is a backpack that folds up into itself into a little pouch. The pouch is up at the top there. And this is what I'll bring on the bus with me with my valuables, things that I don't want to get stolen. The stuff that's in my other bag is mostly, aside from my backpack and poles, is dirty clothes. Pretty much not much else. So I'll have my valuables with me on the bus, and the other bag will be underneath the bus. So I think I have everything pretty well organized for heading to Portugal tomorrow. So hopefully that answers any questions you might have about some of my equipment. Got my shopping done, rested for a little while, and now I am going to meet Neil and Diane for dinner tonight. So I'm excited to spend some more time with them because I leave tomorrow. So I don't know if or when I will ever see them again after this, which is one of the hard parts of the Camino, I think.